famous story from Shlomo Zalman Auerbach when his wife passed away in 1998. One of the most powerful speeches at the funeral the world remembers is that he said, I don't have to ask forgiveness and mechila from my wife because we never fought. And everyone was like, looking, what? The reason is when we had a question, he didn't call it a problem. What do? He would take the Shulchan Aruch, open up and check it out, and whatever the halakha is, that's what they follow. So they're both under the umbrella of halakha. In this case, you cannot ask everyone to open up a Shulchan Aruch, Rambam. They don't know those. No problem. Have a rabbi. But a rabbi that knows you, that knows your family, that knows your issues. Don't get just anybody. Get a rabbi that has the experience in that field.
Welcome to Torah Talks Chazaq's program with special guests. We have with us all the way from Brooklyn, Rabbi Uziel Admoni, Baruch haba Rav. Such an honor to have the Rabbi over here. Thank you very much for joining us. We're going to be speaking about challenges of life, but before we do that exciting topic, we get a little bit of background about the Rabbi and the great work you're involved with.
First of all, I want to open up with it's honor, true honor, and pleasure to be in a place like Chazaq that does so much for Klal Yisrael, for everyone. I want to wish you, Be'ezat Hashem, you should continue growing from strength to strength, and Be'ezat Hashem, only on simachot and happiness.
Only happy occasions. Amen. Amen.
So, as you mentioned, my name is Rabbi Uziel Admoni. I'm doing it my first time for one reason. I know what you guys are doing, and I want to be part of it. I want to have the zchut, the merit, in this great mitzvot that you do. So, I guess in our DNA is tzibur, public, because if I go back in my background, from my mother's side, my grandfather was a dayan in Rehovot. My grandfather was Rabbi Yaakov Mizrahi from Rehovot. He was also a member in the Knesset. He represented the Sfaradi community in Israel in the Knesset, in Agudat Yisrael, Chinuch Ha'atzmai. He had high positions. And my father, Baruch Hashem, also for many years had his yeshivot in Eretz Yisrael. I was born in Eretz Yisrael, raised here in New York, among all the backgrounds of the Jewish communities, Sfaradim, Ashkenazim, Orthodox, Modern Orthodox. In yeshivot, obviously, we went only Orthodox. We speak a few languages because we were in a few places out there. And our experience is obviously with Baruch Hashem, with everyone that wants to be close to Torah. Starting from the barely Shomei Shabbat, kind of saying it, keeping Shabbat, till the Gedolim Baruch Hashem. And my specific experience is Baruch Hashem, first of all, with giving lectures, also dealing with Shlom Bayit issues, as being a member in Bedin. We deal also with financials, with difficulties that people have. I have my organization that helps out also people out. And we see what people are going through. And that's why I thought the best way to help people out is to go through the challenges of life. And whatever I can help out, I'll be more than happy to do so.
100%.
It's in the family. Baruch Hashem, we're a large family, they're all rabbis. And I guess we have to continue the legacy that we got from our parents, grandparents. Be'ezat Hashem, we are proud of them. They should be proud of us.
Hashem, the rabbi is also the rabbi of Bnei Yosef in Brooklyn. Happening Makom Torah, Baruch Hashem. And it's a big kavod honor that the rabbi is with us. And the question is, Rabbi, the life's challenges, which is the topic. What are some challenges that people go through in life, Rabbi?
Well, I would put it into at least three main categories. Obviously, Shalom Bayit is a major issue these
Peace
days.
in the home,
Yeah, domestic harmony, as they call it in English. The other challenge, which is a great challenge, is with the kids these days. Raising kids is a great challenge, starting from finding the right place, yeshiva, community, shul, and then raising them basically on a daily basis. And then I would say a general one will be the peace among us in the community in general when it comes to financials.
Parnassa, livelihood.
If you want to call it parnassa, you could put it in there. There's a lot of challenges when it comes to financials these days due to what people are going through and regulations and problems and so on. And it lights up in very negative ways by people.
Right.
The main tip that I would give is, number one is have a rabbi, have a community, have someone guide you. Even rabbis have rabbis to guide them. And how they became leaders is because they learned from their leaders, from their rabbis and their parents. Depends everyone from where he comes from. So that's number one, because that would prevent a lot of people from going into issues and situations and problems that, you're gonna, sometimes people cry on decisions they made in life because they didn't have the right guidance. I could tell you that the Torah brings two words for smart man, chacham and navon. If you take the word chacham and navon, means being smart, being wise. But what's the difference between chacham and navon?
Right.
Definition, you might come and say navon has something extra, but where in life do you see it? So I heard a beautiful understanding on what chacham and navon in the name of the chief rabbi of Israel, Mordechai Eliyahu. He says chacham, a smart man, knows how to get out of problems. Navon does not go into it from the beginning. So if someone has the right guidance, halacha, a rabbi, a community, it prevents from a lot of issues and problems in situations that he might regret in his life later on.
Very powerful. So the rabbi touched base on Shalom Bayit, which is peace in the home, of domestic harmony, raising kids, and I guess we'll put it as the financials. If we could just give tips on every single. I know the overall tip is, I said, a make for yourself a rabbi. You're going to get out of all doubts, and you have someone to ask questions to. But being you're involved in the bed team as well, harmony between husband and wife, between business partners, between neighbors, suggestions.
If we're going to touch with the number one, I would start with Shalom Bayit for one reason. Whatever kids see, that's what they're going to be. If they saw the parents following, as we said, rabbis and Torah, it will help them out in life. If they see the parents are on the same page, it will help them in life. And you're preventing a lot of issues in chinuch, in education, and raising the children when it comes to this issues that people are facing today, and everyone has his own challenges.
Direct correlation: peace in the home and raising kids. There's peace in the home; the kids will see it.
Yeah, it's like a positive and negative when it comes to electricity. You need both, so kind of it goes together. And I mean, they proved it today when there's kids that when there's no father involved, they come out differently. I would say in this way, in a positive way. I would say it's not the same. If God created the world having a father and a mother, there's a reason why. The father gives his share in life, and the mother gives her experience and share in life. As it says, Shema b'ni b'nosar avicha, v'al titosh tirot imecha. The father gives his part of life, and the mother, everyone has his experience, his understanding, and so on. So Shalom Bayit, I mean, there's a lot more to talk about Shalom Bayit, because as being a member in the Bedin, but not only being the member, is receiving all the cases go through me. So I basically have to overlook every case out there. Oh. And I just came back from another phone call of an issue of a couple married 20 years. Just to let you know, if there's an issue from the beginning of the marriage and you don't take care of it, it doesn't get resolved. It just grows and grows. It's like a tree. It's not going to go away. You're going to have to deal with it. You're going to have to fix it. And as sooner is better. So coming here and touching and saying this is the problem, that's it. No, there's a lot of issues out there. I could say that building a home, it's like building a business. In business, the driver knows his part of the business is to move things from one place to another place. He's not going to go and make decision in other departments. And he's good what he's going to be. He's a driver. If he knows to do the right things, get the things done getting the address, being there on time, delivering the right package, then he'll be awarded for that. And then the secretary, his or her job, whatever her job, whoever is there, knows his job is to receive phone calls, answering the phone calls, and they're good in it, and they're going to get rewarded and get paid for that. Everyone knows
Their
his
roles
position,
and their jobs.
his goal, his mission, his challenges, and so on. And within time, you get better and better. But if you mix things up, then you're not going to have a business running. You're going to lose the business, going to have fights and so on. Same thing, the role in life. And in this case, in the home, the father has to know what his job is, and the mother has to know what's her position in the home is. And obviously, there's general things, there's specific things. And the problem is that a lot of times things are going into, I don't want to use the word fight, but misunderstanding each other. Obviously, when a person would learn more about it, he'll know. But if a person doesn't learn, doesn't study, what do you expect when someone not knowing what's going on? You have to know what a Jewish home is and what it takes from you to do it. One of the problems that I could point is when parents, in this case, I would say the father, goes out there to bring parnasa. You have to bring him, Baruch Hashem, wife and kids cost money. You have to go and provide. And they're too busy with the business. They forget about the wife, they forget about the kids. So what happens now? The wife doesn't feel there's a husband. The kids don't feel there's a father. So what happens when there's an open area? Other things come in. So now they get friends. You don't know what their friends are. The wife started talking to friends. It could be her own family. And they started talking. And when they talk, obviously what comes in? Oh, he's not home, he's not there. And that causes issues. And now the biggest problem that I saw in this particular point is that other people give you opinions, which they don't even know how the home is being run. And those people ruin many times the marriage. I could tell you that I was once right here in Queens by Rabbi Ben Chaim's Medin. I would not forget that case. Out of all the hundreds of cases that I faced, I was here for a period of time with the rabbi. And after a while, I was, as we said and mentioned, I'm in Brooklyn. But I would come in once in a while. And I happened to be coming that week. And I'm sitting with Rabbi Ben Chaim and other rabbis. And to me, I didn't even see them as a couple. I saw two young kids, basically. A boy and a girl coming to the bedin. I thought they have questions for the wedding or some other things. I didn't even think they were married. And they started talking about that they have an issue with Shabbat Chatan and other problems and this and that. And I'm trying to figure out what's going on here. Matter of fact, that couple got married on a Sunday. On Wednesday, they're in Bedin to get divorced. And these 12 family members outside fighting from his side and her side. And I see that the couple are not even, they got married 3 days ago. Do you understand? 3 days, they're married and they're coming to Bedin, but the main fight was outside. They were okay. So I asked Rabbi Bishut, can I see what I could do about it? So I took the boy, I told the different rabbi, you speak to the girl. And then we switched. And they agreed they don't have to get divorced, we'll get over it, and so on and so on. I was able to push it off, but only for 24 hours. I wasn't there the next day, but I heard they got divorced. Because the main fight was outside among the families. So when other family members interfere, and I don't want to go into names of communities, some communities have it even worse than others, they cause major issues. The couple can be perfect, but it's the families, or the friends, or neighbors. Sometimes your attention is perfect. I'm trying to help them out and I'm giving her tips. But exactly what you're telling her is the tips to go to the Bedin. Because you don't know the nature of the home. You don't know who the husband is. You just, from your experience. But you're different than your friend. The husband is different than your husband. The kids are different challenges in life, different questions, different problems, different communities, sometimes different languages and understandings of life. So you're trying to help out, but you're ruining it.
Wow.
So when the father is not there, there's a gap. Who comes in? Usually the negative things come in, not the positive out of it. Therefore, in order to avoid it, shrink that gap, be there for the kids, be there for the wife, so there's no other people getting involved in taking over your position at home.
Very powerful, Rabbi Admoni. Very, very, very powerful. So you're discussing different issues. What's the proper way to resolve these issues according to the halacha? There's issues between husband and wife. There's issues between business partners, difference of opinions. Neighbors is a big thing.
So, again, number one thing is having a rabbi. When there's an issue, you call the rabbi. What do? People call me up. It's usually people that I know who they are, know what the challenges are. And if I don't, no problem. Come in. I have to speak to both of you. Now, I don't have always the time, but we have members in the Bedin. We have director of the Shalom Bayit. For example, today, we have a couple of 20 years married with 4 kids, major issues. They're going for divorce. I'm trying to hold it back to go through the Shalom Bayit sessions, which is at least 3 to 5, it depends. We have the director of Shalom Bayit of Bedin, and we get the report after, and we see how we could help out if needed, and so on. Sometimes there's nothing you could do. Something depends. Every case is different. But when you have a rabbi, you have somebody you could go to and ask.
Very important.
It helps out. As a famous story from Shlomo Zalman Auerbach when his wife passed away in 1998, and one of the most powerful speeches at the funeral that the world remembers is that he said, "I don't have to ask forgiveness in Mechila for my wife because we never fought." And everyone was like, looking, what? And he says, the reason is when we had a question, he didn't call it a problem. Because when we have a question, what do? He would take the Shulchan Aruch, open up and check it out, and whatever the halacha is, that's what they follow. So they're both under the umbrella of halacha. In this case, you cannot ask everyone to open up a Shulchan Aruch, Rambam. They don't know those. No problem. Have a rabbi. But a rabbi that knows you, that knows your family, that knows your issues, that comes maybe from the same background and so on. Don't get just anybody. Get a rabbi that has the experience in that field. I would suggest to go to older rabbis that they have already quite a few years of experience and ask them what to do. Get the right guidance. Learn things that you need to know. And that would help out, in most cases at least, to resolve the issues when it comes to Shalom Bayit. Now, if we have to touch on the Chinuch Yeladim, which raising children according to the Torah, there's a lot more to talk about, again, but I'll touch one point. Number one is the parents are the role model of the kids. So if you want to make sure your kids are Shomer Shabbat, if you are Shomer Shabbat, your chances that your kids will observe Shabbat. If you are half and half, if you are not, then forget about it. But if you are half and half, most probably there'll be half of what your half is, which is basically. Okay. So they have to see that you care about Shabbat. They have to see that you really mean it, you like it, you love it. And one of the things is to accept Shabbat early. You're showing that Shabbat is so important for you. Do it from love. Do it because we credit it. We are happy that we have that day, and we look forward to come towards that day. Not saying, oh, now Shabbat is 4 o'clock. Oh, no. What's your message to your child? Yes, you might be Shomer Shabbat, but... So the ones from that I'll bring from Moshe Feinstein. They asked him, it happened to be the question was in Yiddish, they asked him, how come people that came to America from Europe and they kept Shabbos, they did everything possible to...
Waste and effort to give up their lives.
They gave, not only that, they lost their jobs, they gave in, a lot of Mrs. Nefesh, they gave in just to continue the religion like in Europe, and Shomer Shabbos and kosher and everything. Today it seems it's easy, but those days it was very hard. And they were fired out on Sunday. They didn't have a job anymore, and their kids didn't follow. This is against the Gemara. The Gemara says something that you have Mrs. Nefesh for. Your kids are not going to be nechshal. It's a Gemara that talks about the daughter of Nagdimon Ben Gurion that fell into one of the pits, of those days they would use it for water, and he wasn't even worried about it. But they told me she's there for a while and we don't hear anything. He wasn't worried, but at the end of the day they asked him, how did you know when she came out? How do you know that she's okay? He said, it's because En Adam Nichshal, a person is not going to fall in or hit him on his kids to a mitzvah that you gave food. So they asked him, how's it possible people, especially on Shabbos, people gave themselves mamash b'mesirut nefesh? He said one word in Yiddish. Zamge krechts. Krechts in Yiddish means sigh. In home. Oh, Shabbos. Oh, Shabbos. Oh, Shabbat. So what was the message to the kids? Shabbat is difficult. Okay, if it's difficult for you, it'll be easy for me. You know? I'm not going to keep. I'll do whatever I think I can do. So it's very important that the kids see. I took only one point talking about be a role model or Shabbat, but it's in every mitzvah.
100%.
Praying b'tzibur. Yes, sometimes it's hard to go and pray. I could do it at home. Let me just. But don't forget, the kids see it. You're getting up late to pray on Shabbat morning. What do your kids see? It's not so important, but because he sees you on Monday morning getting up 6 o'clock, why are you getting up 9:30, 10 o'clock on Shabbat? Or he sees you going into shul, but you're talking to your friends and doing prayer. What's the message you're giving your kids? Or if there's a kiddush, you're the first one to be there, but you're the last one to come to pray. What message goes in the house? So those things are very, very important because without even saying it, you're delivering it. And the kids get exactly what they want to see and hear.
Very, very true. Very, very powerful, Rabbi Admoni. Loving every single moment, and the messages are very clear and very, very powerful. We have a custom, a minhag, a final message from the rabbi.
Final message from the rabbi. I'll touch another point that we didn't speak about is the challenges of earning money these days.
Yeah.
And that caused a lot of issues between people.
100%.
Among the family, abroad, friends, neighbors, partners, and so on. We say the prayer of Birkat Hamazon after eating a meal. What do we say? We ask for parnasa. And we mentioned in the prayer that we want to have a polite parnasa. We want to have it generous. All what we ask over there, but we forget one word. There's one word that tells you heter velo b'isur. You should earn your money the right way, according to the halacha, according to the Torah, and not has v'shalom through maybe chilul Shabbat, gezel, stealing, or whatever, not doing the right. Why is that important? Everything in parnasa depending how you got it. If you got it beheter, you'll have beracha, you'll have shlom bayit, you'll have chinuch yeladim, peace of mind. Money is like a magnet. Has two sides to it. One sticks and one it rejects. So if you earned it the right way, according to halacha, you have it. It's not going anywhere. But if not, it rejects you and it wants to go back to the original place. So I'll say the short story that Kisei Rahamim, Hacham Rahamim Melamed HaKohen brings in Yerushalayim about 100 years ago. It was this person that unfortunately wasn't married and he wasn't the greatest guy out there. What he used to do is at nights when he wants to eat something or whatever, he would go into people's homes and steal things and take whatever. We don't like to say on a Jew stealing. He would take things and whatever. One day the rabbi gives a speech and talks about this particular point. Beheter velo b'isur. Earn your parnasa according to halacha. And if you earn it the right way, whatever belongs to you is yours. Nobody will be able to take away. Don't think that going around, you're going to get it faster, better. Now, this person is sitting there and saying to himself, the rabbi means me, The difference between today and those days is, if the rabbi would speak and say, everybody is going to says to himself, the rabbi means me, I got to change myself. Today, when the rabbi speaks and he says Musar, the guy turns around, Jack, you heard what the rabbi said? Joey, you heard what it's not for him, it's for someone else. Anyway, but this person was honest with himself and says, you know what? The rabbi is right. What am I doing? And he really felt very bad. And he had a hirut teshuvah. He said to himself, that's it, I'm not doing it anymore. And whatever belongs to me is going to come to me and so on. This person didn't really have where to stay. So he was in the basically somewhere in a room in the shul somewhere. He would be half a shamash helping out, giving tea and some maybe cookies to the chachamim that were sitting and learning. So that day passes by. He didn't really eat much except tea and some biscuit or kak, whatever they call it. And his stomach is kind of, but he took it upon himself. He's not going anywhere. It is what it is. If it belongs to me and whatever. Following day, now he's really hungry. It's 2 days. 2 cups or 3 cups of water doesn't help much. A biscuit doesn't help it. What is he going to do? So that night, because when a person is hungry, you can't talk to him. It's like, you can say whatever you want, but I'm hungry. He says to himself, this time I'm going to go to a home that I could support myself for a while. I don't have to do it every other day. So he chosen himself a home of an almana. So he walks into the house, and he never thought it's such a beautiful home. So many things that you could take for the long way, kind of saying it that way. And on top of everything, he smells unbelievable smell. He goes towards the smell, and he sees a full chicken. Yeah. Not cut, as it is, with the beautiful, the smell, the look, everything talks to him. And he is hungry now. He's ready to take it, to eat it. But then something comes into his mind. 1 second. The rabbi said, "Beheter velo b'yisur." If it belongs to you, it'll come to you. It'll come to you the right way, not. And he's fighting with himself. Meanwhile, he sees the whole house, mashallah, He says, this is exactly what I was looking for. Now, this is the time to take. But something is holding him back. So he's fighting with himself back and forth what to do. And at the end of the day, he walks out of there. He didn't do anything. He didn't eat it. He didn't steal anything. Meanwhile, what happened when he broke into the house? The almana was up there. She was terrified. She was waiting for the morning she didn't know what's going to happen with her. Is it a rape? Is it she's going to be killed? What's going on? Who's there? She's by herself. As the morning came in, she waited for the hacham, for the rabbi. She has to talk to him. Make a long story short, she says, listen, somebody broke into my house tonight. I'm not staying one more night, almana. I'm still young. I want to get married, even today. The rabbi thinks, how is he going to marry her now? He has to look for hatan. What comes to his mind? The guy, the shamash, he's not married, let's ask him. He goes over to him. If we have somebody, you have to worry about financials. Are you ready to get married tonight? He says, I have no problem. Sure enough, they get married in the home that he was there last night. And the chicken is the seudah, the meal for the wedding. And everything he saw is his. Aval beheter velo b'yisur. Because he said to himself, you overcome the challenge. If it belongs to me, I'll get it beheter. I'm not going to do it. In life, we have a lot of challenges in life. And sometimes you don't see the reward right away. But remember one thing. Whatever belongs to you is yours. Nobody can take that away. Make sure that you get it the right way. Not the wrong way. And Be'ezat Hashem, you'll see Shalom Bayit, you'll see Chinuch Yeladim. You're going to see all the good things that you want to see from your home, whether it's your wife, your kids, your parnasa, earning, whatever you need is going to get to you the way Hashem directs it.
Chazaq Baruch Yeshua. Wow, so powerful. Rabbi Uziel Admoni, challenges of life. Wow. Amazing story. I got the chills. I want to thank everyone for joining us. Chazaq Torah Talks Tuesday night at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Chazaq.org/live, chazaq.org/live. And Baruch Hashem, amazing feedback. Continue sending in the feedback of all the special guests that we have. Suggestions always welcome. And we want to thank our friends at Torah Anytime and the many different platforms that host Chazaq Torah Talks. Shout out to Daily Giving. $1 a day goes a very far way. We encourage everyone to be part of it. Special thank to Nathan Bihar behind the camera and the entire Chazaq team and staff and board members and donors and everyone for making it, Baruch Hashem, the great work that we're doing is all thanks to people like you. And Chazaq Baruch once again, Rabbi Admoni.
Thank you very much.
Amen. The Geulah Shlema Shekam B'Marav B'Inu. Amen. Amen.